Red 19 is fired up in the winner's circle after a successful horse hockey alert yesterday, joined by Nacho Story and Slice for the fourth time in 4 days. Can Slice claim the first perfect week with an asterisk in Clash of the Pencils history? The truth will soon be known on the Clash of the Pencils live stream.
Turn on the stream tonight. Short stories in the spotlight. Writers bring their best to light. The story central time. Breaking down the plots. Characters that fought. Twist and hit the spot. It's all you live tonight. Are you ready for some stories? In a live stream glory. It's the contest of the year. Writers have no fear. Catch the suspense unfold. Feel the tales being told. Critiques fair and bold. The truth will soon be known. Jawless from far and wide. Mysteries you can't hide. Every twist takes the story right. By these rules we abide. Are you ready for some stories? In a live stream glory. It's the contest of the year. Writers have no fear.
Welcome to the Clash of the Pencils live stream, the only full contact creative writing esports league in existence ever. My name is Tom Sherman, and I'm joined, as always, by Greg, the Reader Peterson. We are here to analyze the plot, character, and setting of the top short stories of the day. So, Greg, each day authors across the internet submit a handwritten one-page story based off a prompt that's revealed at the end of our live stream. And then the public at large votes for their favorite story. We reveal the winner at the end of each show, and then the next prompt, and so on and so forth. So if you want to play, it's and join along. It's easy to get in the fun. You download the app. The link to the iPhone and Android app is in the YouTube description. After that, you submit a story, pick your favorite, watch the live stream, submit a story, pick your favorite, watch the live stream, submit a story, pick your favorite, watch the live stream, on and on and on and on until when, Greg?
It never ends until you're the master story writer.
That's right. That's right. So so don't delay. Jump in today. Let's see. Let's take a look at the current leaderboard. Actually, speaking of our authors right now, so here's where we're standing right now. Slice, so far, top story of the week, total domination. Actually, this is the wrong leaderboard.
This is an old leaderboard.
Old leaderboard. Oh my gosh, this is a disaster. I updated it, and then you know what I did? I didn't. Here we go. Let's look at the current leaderboard.
Yeah.
Good gravy.
This is the source of truth.
Yeah, that's what I wanted
But
to
our
see.
dozens of viewers are coming back to every
They're-
day.
They're like, what? You know, no one needs that. So look, Slice dominating the week. That's the top story of the week. 3 for 3, three stories, 3 first places. Going for the 4th for 4. Rack and Toos got a horse hockey alert benefit yesterday, leaped into first place along with Slice, not taking advantage of it, didn't submit a story. So Rack and Toos will fall out of first. Red 19, though, look at that 45-point horse hockey benefit, and they are looking to take down Slice today and end that perfect week for Slice.
Yeah, it's anyone's game, but it's probably Slice's game with an outside chance of Red 19 pulling an upset.
You never know. You never know. Math is not our strong suit around here, so anything could happen. That's what they say. So let's here go take a look real quick for the keys of victory to see what exactly we've got. So today's prompt. to remind everybody out there, it was there's an AI principal at your school and it starts to malfunction. So something's going wrong. So, out of our three pillars here, our plot, our setting, and our characters, Greg, what do you think is the most important pillar of the day for our authors to key in on?
Well, I'm really interested in terms of character development of robots
Mm,
because I think this is the issue that's going to be facing us over the next couple of years as we welcome our AI overlords and we salute them. But it's interesting because most characters we presume them to be humans and having
mhm.
human emotions and being able to sort of empathize with what their lived experience is. And now we've got an AI. And are we projecting on our own humanness to them? Do they feel emotions? Do they have morality? What choices do they make? Are they these sort of super intelligent godlike figures? It'll be interesting to see how the stories navigate this.
All right. Well, there you have it. So we'll be looking at character development in particular. But when you combine plot, setting, characters, uh, basically these elements triangulate to create a story. The closer an author can strike to the center of each element, the more engaging, visceral, exciting that story will be. And so that's what we're going to use to analyze our stories here. And so, yeah, without further ado, do you want to hop into the first story here?
Let's do it. Can't wait to see what these
All right.
authors have been
All
cooking.
right. So here's do you want to start with slice or end with slice? What's your
I think we
preference?
should let's hold some drama out. We should end with Slice, right?
End with slice. All right. Then here's what we'll do. We'll start with Nacho's story. Outside contender, not going to take home first for the week, but they could still take home first for the day. Here's Nacho's stories. A is for apple.
When Billy awoke that very first day, he jumped out of bed. No time to play. A new school year awaited. With new friends to make, he couldn't wait to get started. Make no mistake. After a scrub and a brush, a squish and a comb, a squeaky clean Billy shone like a ring made of chrome. His neatly tied shoes, unscuffed with no dirt, complemented his new outfit of freshly pressed pants and shirt. Billy filled up his backpack with supplies anew, like undoodled notebooks and bottles of glue, markers and ruler, crayons of all hues, plus a clean, tidy box of unsharpened #2S. Wait, thought Billy, there is just one more thing. A gift for my teacher would be nice to bring. Flowers, said Billy, are always a treat. But the ones he found outside looked bedraggled from heat. Back in the kitchen, Billy searched and he sought to find just the right thing for someone who taught. He looked through the kitchen and had a hunch his teacher would love something on which to munch. Bananas too squishy, cabbage too green, dates too sticky, an eggplant too aubergine, fennel too frawny, garlic smells stale, honeydew too heavy, and iceberg lettuce too pale. Jacama needs peeling and kale is too tough, lemons too sour and mushrooms not tasty enough, nectarines too juicy, okra too slimy, pineapple too prickly, and quince, oh blimey, rhubarb too stringy, and strawberries maybe, turnips too bitter and ugly fruit, no way baby. Vidalia onions, too many layers, watermelons, too many seeds, and zigwa just like me, and yams, too mushy indeed. That leaves the humble zucchini that starts with the letter Z. Oh wait, did Billy forget a letter? He'd better check and see. The letter A was what he left out, and much to his surprise, the perfect snack for his teacher was right before his eyes. He put the apple in his bag and made a little wish that his teacher's favourite fruit was the crunchy, sweet, and perfect red delish.
Wow.
Okay, so Billy jumps out of bed, excited to get a new school year underway. He decides to bribe his way to the top by giving his teacher a gift on the first day. But what? After reciting the alphabet, naming fruits and vegetables without finding a successful choice, Billy realizes he forgot the letter A and that he has an apple available to give his teacher. So good thing he's going for that bribe.
That kid has more produce in his refrigerator than most grocery stores. Ugly fruit, the one that starts with X? I mean, this is an impressive storage capacity that he knows all these fruits and can evaluate them as not quite the best thing to give for the teacher. They all have flaws. They all have flaws except the apple.
Right. That's right. I It was great. It was a great story. I really enjoyed the rhyme scheme. Um, it was it seems like uh they were responding to the prompt from yesterday, but that's
See,
fine.
it does seem like what is the story with teachers liking apples?
Seems like they're a day late and a dollar short, but hey, it's almost like they were still in the top 3 stories somehow. So,
Mhm,
all you
mhm.
gotta do is submit.
There's
So
some
it's
more horse hockey going on under the
there's
hood here at Story Squad. We got to get to the bottom of it. In
y
terms of character, plot, and setting, I thought the setting with all the fruits was obviously the star of the show here. Billy comes through as a very conscientious young man who wants to make a good first impression. And the plot is getting there. I mean, I think the real fun was seeing what Storyflux would do with both a rhyme scheme, which is not really on the story rubric,
Mhm,
our triangle here. But I think
mhm.
the rhymes scheme had a kind of enchanting effect. It was like listening to a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah.
Um, it was interesting to me that the voice that read it was not really that skilled at enunciating the rhymes as if it were Dr. Seuss. It was a bit robotic, and I liked that on the actual handwritten thing. It was something about number two pencils, but the robot read hash two s. Think think that's a little bit of a tell. So that's we're pointing towards the prompt here with what AI, what could go wrong with AI, Tom? What could go wrong with
Could go
AI?
wrong with AI. Right. And somehow it's still, yeah, it kind of still met the bounds in a way. What if Billy was an AI algorithm? And that's sort of what he was going through. Just listing vegetables and then saying, "Oh yeah, I forgot A." Classic Chat GPT right there. So I don't know. I thought it was great. I think you're right. The rhyme scheme added a lot. I think that's kind of in the setting almost of
Mm.
this sort of magical world where a kid has 26 types of produce from A to Z, all right in his in his purview. So good start here from Nacho's story. Uh, let's see. So, but I'm glad we started here because now, yeah, we're gonna gear up here into Red 19 versus Slice. This is the big matchup of the day, matchup of the week. So we'll start with Red 19. This story is called Twee DLDMD, I believe.
Good morning, Mrs. Rowe, said Tweedledee. Love DLDM, replied Mrs. Rowe, as she greeted her new students who were lined up outside her classroom door, waiting for the bell to ring to launch the beginning of a new school year. All the robots gave a little snicker as Mrs. Rowe divided up the twin robots' names and chuckled one for the other. I can't believe we have to have old obsolete Mrs. Rowe as our teacher for the whole year, complained Tweedledee. She's so old she was programmed before we were even a gleam of a builder's eye, spied Tweedledee. Yes, old Mrs. Rowe was counting down the days to retirement after years of faithful service teaching the young and newly programmed. It's true, she suffered frequent lapses of memory, squeaky wheels, and a definite glitch in her giddy-up, but her dedication and internal battery power were second to none. When she was in teach mode, she pressed on at force, power, and force that was the envy of the entire staff. Oh, everyone, please pile in and find your workspace so we can begin, instructed Mrs. Rowe. We have a lot to cover during our uptime. Please mute yourselves and pay attention so you are all ready for the quality assurance testing in June. 20 DLDM, whole Mrs. Rowe. Ike the school year went on. Students began to realise how much they were learning and how much they loved beings in her class and her reliability. Tweedledee and Tweedle LDM organised a retirement party for her at the end of the year where they presented Mrs. Rowe with a shiny new apple, PBD, to use in her downtime.
All right. So, an old AI principal mixes up twin robots' names, Twee DLD and Twee DLDM, during her first day of her last year of school. Although the gaffe earns some snickers and scorn from the students, mocking her out of date hard and softwares, over the year they come to love their old teacher so much that the two main rapscallions, Twee DLD and Twee DLDM, organize Mrs. Rowe's retirement party where she gets what every old person wants, a new piece of technology to learn.
Good pun on Apple there. Um, there I thought this was delightfully charming in terms of its world building. So there was some real. If we think about the characters, I definitely found myself, I don't know, empathizing with the squeaky wheels of old, obsolete Mrs. Rowe, and her sort of dedication towards the students, even though like she is an older operating on an older operating system. Um, I liked the idea of class, please mute yourselves for the quality assurance testing. That that felt a little too close to home for what are we doing these kids in school, Tom?
Right.
It's not too far from the truth.
Yep.
And then the plot was a nice little slice of life, and it seemed like a bit of a changing of a guard from the old to the new, but still appreciating the old, squeaky wheels and all.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree as far as like the characters where it's the classic sort of old teacher versus the young whippersnappers. I definitely was able to relate to all the characters that were embedded in the story. Um, and I thought they were also well developed either via dialogue, like Twee, DLD, and DLDM,
Mhm.
or physical description, like they had of the squeaky wheel and that sort of stuff of Mrs. Rowe herself. That's a question I have. Is Mrs. Rowe a thing like RO? And am I missing some sort of
Is there
symbolism
a
there?
play on technology?
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
I miss something there? I don't know. Probably. um, and then I
Robot?
thought,
It's probably just robot.
oh,
I think it's
just
just robot.
robot. Okay, we'll go with that. The plot was good. I think the solid, it had tension in the beginning. It does get resolved in the end. I kind of wish there was a concrete anecdote on how the conflict got resolved, versus like the montage of like, well, then they had a good year and um I just wish there was like instead of that sentence of the montage, there was and then I don't know. It's tough to do in a page, so you got to give credit where credit's due. It was a strong. I just think that the setting was a little bit nondescript. It was a world that was built, but I don't know. Was I in a circuit board? Was I in am I in a factory setting where these robots are getting trained? I didn't really get a physical description much of that world. I don't know. But hey, that's just me. It's, anyways, uh, any final thoughts, or should we move on to the
Let's see
final
what the
final
final.
one?
This is the main event. Can
This is
Slice
it.
take it home?
Can Slice take it home? And with his story, you forgot to assign us homework.
You forgot to assign us homework. What a waste of time. School board meeting. Why did I think that would help? Of course they took the side of ATJ Aftercraft. The same people telling me to get involved in politics were captured by their phones during my 5 minutes. The worst part is, I know I speak for everyone with my complaints. Gillian is out of control. I admit the extended summer policy was sweet at first, but my dad just had me do more chores around the house for real. I was even on board with half days. Sure, walking home from the bus so early meant I got robbed of my lunch money every day, but I didn't savour it. Not much need for golden these days. When Gillian crossed the line was mandating reading illegal. Again, it was cool at first. No homework, but cerebrum seizure endangers our humanity. That's how I see it. Obviously, Honcho Sancho, Wright and Jiggles from the school board disagree. Time for me to take matters in my own hands. I'm writing this manifesto on paper, of course, to keep Gillian and its minions unaware of my plot. I don't know how I've been able to protect myself from the wiles of this ATJ policy. Everyone else was blind to Gillian, and all ATJ's end goal, to replace the supple young brains of students eager to learn with Wi-Fi repeaters. I couldn't trust anyone enough to include them in my conspiracy. So I broke into school alone to fashion a pair of sabots out of wood I found behind the track. Nothing unusual about wooden shoe crafting, right? Honestly, it was probably too obscure for Gillian's senses to pick up. I clopped into the principal's office. My sabotage was timed perfectly during Gillian's hibernation mode. I shoved the shoes into the machine's gears and destroyed her. Now I'm bullied endlessly, but at least I saved homework.
Okay, so narrator upset at the slow slow uh intelligencing of school via robot overlords decides to, I don't know, decides to craft wooden shoes and throw them in the Jillian, which is the robot school board director, I guess, uh, and destroys the sentient AI robot and saves homework.
I think, yeah, I think that's
That,
right.
that's I was,
some sort of some sort of hazy plot there. I want to draw our attention to one sentence that really struck me. Time for me to take matters in my own hands. I'm writing this manifesto on paper, of course, to keep Jillian and its minions unaware of my plot. I Is there a better catchphrase for Clash of the Pencils? That might be what we're all up to here as a kind of meta commentary. I was interested in, again, the old versus new on all three of these stories. There's sort of the old versus new. If we think about what is the, like, as we go into this brave new world of robots and compliance, quality assuring testing, what's going to be left? Because in Slice's version, reading seems like it's been outlawed. Jillian crossed the line, was mandating reading illegal. And so then there becomes some sort of conspiratorial campaign to strike back against this AI empire that's making reading illegal.
Yeah.
I guess that's why we're here, Tom. I guess that's why we're here.
Yeah, I did enjoy how there was this sort of conspiracy of dumbing down the educational system, where all of a sudden they're extending summer vacation, they're putting half days, and then they're mandating reading illegal and no homework. And so then all of a sudden, for the people that do actually enjoy school, which is, there's always that one kid right before the weekend that's like, oh, you forgot to sign his homework, right? Like that's sort of the best part is I feel like this is probably a policy that, a lot of people were fine with. And then, one person's like, wait a minute, we need to learn, right, guys? And everyone's like, hey, we got forever summer school right there. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're ruining it. And then what was great too is this the crafting of the wooden shoes to jam into the, that's just a classic Luddite. So quick history lesson. Great stuff here for the folks, right? Back when printing presses were made, right? People in factories were originally coming out or something like that. The Luddites hated it. They hated the technology, so they would jam their wooden clogs in the machines and break the factories, right? Am I close to something there?
Yeah, I think that is an illusion I wasn't aware of, but I love the verb here. I clopped, like, because that is when you're wearing wooden shoes, you are clopping into the principal's office like a horse, because those wooden shoes make a noise.
That's it. And timing the sabotaging perfectly with the hibernation mode. What a good, so I don't know. I think overall, I was just intrigued, as always, with this, where it's this sort of mysterious character that we're learning about through soliloquy. The plot is also sort of slowly unraveling in this slow burn throughout. And then I thought the setting was probably, it wasn't as strong as the fruits and vegetables, but it was in there as far as, creating this world of a AI overlords run amok type deal.
It seemed to me the tone of these were all different. The Apple one was optimistic. The second story was kind of nostalgic, but still acknowledging the past, while this one felt a little bit more aggressive and dystopian in trying to ward off the future.
That's a fact. Well, good stuff nonetheless from Slice, Red 19, and Nacho Story. We will reveal the winner of the story. The next prompt, do the top 5 sentences of the day, and then be back in just in a minute here after this word from our sponsors. All right, that's Baloney, the cologne by Tony Stallone. Feel free to pick one up at any of your major retailers, I guess.
Man, if there's one thing I want to smell like, it is below.
I mean, aren't you tired of not smelling like smoked
Yeah,
meats when
want
you're
to
walking
splash a
around?
little bologna musk right on there and get that Tony Stallone magic going.
It's, you know, who knows? Who knows what it means? All right. So, so let's,
Really, really blue chip sponsors for the Clash of the Pencils.
it's how we keep the lights on around here. Someone's got to do it. All right, let's go now and set the winner. Drum roll, please. And it is Nacho Story.
Wow!
Wow,
Wow!
Nacho Story coming in out of the blue, taking the top slot. Meanwhile, Red 19 getting second place, and Slice taking a distant third. Unfortunately, oh how the mighty have fallen. The elusive perfect week still up for grabs.
Yeah, it's shocking. It's like you see all these players in the US Open going down because it's too long a season. This was too long a week. Fatigue gets the best of them.
Mhm. That is a fact. So, unfortunately, not able to drive out the vote this time, but maybe next time. Maybe next time. So, all right, let's see.
So we
We
do
will.
have another little announcement here. With
Oh,
the next submission deadline, when we announce the new prompt, you have until Monday at 4:30 Eastern to get these prompts in all weekend, all day Monday. The next live stream will be Tuesday.
that is
Good one.
correct. That is correct. Oh, yes. Wait, what? We have until Monday. We're taking Monday
Monday.
off.
Monday. Yeah.
Next live stream is on Monday or
Our
Tuesday.
next live stream is on Tuesday.
Okay. Wow. All right. Perfect. 4-day weekend, perpetual summer around here. I love it. All right. So, like you heard, the next prompt will be due Monday at 4:30.
And what is that
I was
prompt?
I was looking for a confirmation that that's when that was due.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Very good. And the prompt is your new social studies teacher can bring any historical figure to class for a day. Who do they bring back first, and what chaos ensues? So,
Wow. Well, the character is right there for you to invent, and then the plot is begging it for some sort of clever whoever the character is, something needs to happen for the plot to be consistent with that character.
yeah, a lot could happen there. That will be fun to see. Is it someone that, I don't know. Wow. Yeah, the characters are baked in. Can't wait to see that. So here, let's get to the top 5 sentences of the day, and then we will be and then we'll sign off and do it all over again soon enough. All right, so top 5 sentences of the day. Here we go. Number 5 from Nacho Story. Jicama needs peeling. Kale is too tough. Lemons too sour. Mushrooms not tasty enough. Red 19. Number 4 from Red 19. It's true. She suffered frequent lapses of memory, 3 squeaky wheels, and a definite glitch in her giddy up, but her dedication and internal battery power were second to none. Number 3 from Slice. I'm writing this manifesto on paper, of course, to keep Jillian and its minions unaware of my plot.
Here,
Number,
here.
number 2, from Marvin the Microbe. The war of the robots versus the microbes raged on for centuries. Martian rovers trapped in a solar powered hell, transmitting data to an extinct civilization on a planet far away. The microbes waging a generational campaign of attrition to gain a slight speck of rust on the outer bolt of a solitary hinge casing of the rover known as Perseverance. But that was all that they needed. Wow.
Indeed.
That seems like a run-on sentence, but still, top 5, number 2 sentence of the day, and the number 1 sentence of the day from Dynamite. Hello, I am Prince E. Pal, your robot principal. But please do not think of me as a robot principal, but more like a robot prince. A pal, pop, 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 pal, your pal, you are my pal, palindromes, pal in drones, drone strike initiated, target, pal.
Incredible. Top sentence of the week.
Top sentence of the week for sure. I wish we could have seen that story. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. So great stuff. All right. So that wraps up another successful week of Clash of the Pencils live stream. We will see you next Tuesday at at 9:30 a.m. So get your stories in by Monday at 4:30. Right?
Easter.
And
don't let your creativity get captured.
All right.
Turn on the stream tonight, short stories in the spotlight. Writers bring their best to light. The story central time. Breaking down the plots, characters that fought, twist that hit the spot. It's all you live tonight. Are you ready for some stories in a live stream glory? It's the contest of the year. Writers have no fear. Catch the suspense unfold. Feel the tales being told. Critiques fair and bold. The truth will soon be known. Jawless from far and wide. Mysteries you can't hide. Every twist takes the story right. By these rules we abide. Are you ready for some stories in a live stream glory? It's the contest of